these uh, hidden military groups, and they've now come out and they've how why where is this all mind chatter? Is this all something that they've been programmed with? That they're is it all just illusion? They think they were on Mars. They think they were on the moon. They think they're jumping back and forth. But is it just all these people who are all coming forward and saying that they're a part of this? Is it just a huge conspiracy and a huge lie to distract us?
No, many of you have been used in this research going on. Many of you that are involved with the military, either do you volunteer freely because you are promised some kind of reward, or maybe they just use you when you are working within the military. And there is a big program going on, but we will not allow it to take any negative effect now because we are controlling that. We are we are looking very closely what's going on. And as time is now, they will not create any bigger bombs than you already have. They are not going to attack anything outside your own area, your own density. And we also try to protect the whole of humanity from this because we know that you have knowledge and science to do a lot of harm, but the thinking is changing within your humanity all over the planet and in different speed, of course. But that was one of the things we wanted to bring forward, that we are going to do a big jump in this transition into a higher frequency. There is going to be an enormous concentration of energy on your planet and all other planets in your solar system, because they have to be aligned. Not only one planet can access a higher frequency, because all of the planets interacting within your solar system. So it's going on with the sun and all other planets also.
Understood. Um, Literally, you know me, and I know Augustine and Isabel. If you just communicate with them, I've always said I'm not really so interested in any of these secret space programs and all of that type of stuff. Um,
But
uh,
it's true,
I'm
it's going on.
so that's where the question was. They are saying through that technology and what they've been able to develop, what they were able to get from the negative extraterrestrials that are now deported, that they have built bases on the moon, that they have built bases on Mars. And so that's the question that I'm asking. That's the hardcore question. Um,
There is no existing permanent base with humans on the moon.
Okay, so they said that there was something called the Lunar Operations Command Center, which was a base that was there before, and they've gone in and they refurbished it, and now they're using it. That's just not true, huh?
Now we want to turn this around and ask you a question. What is the probability that you will exist on the moon with the technology even brought from ETs that will do any harm to the humanity? There is not existing. And the moon there has been bases on and off for eons, but not for any bad purpose, just for science area and to monitoring what humanity is going to do, and what they're going to do next, so to speak. Because
Understood. So,
we
one,
are very interested, because you have not yet understand, many of you have not yet understand that every action you take here have a reaction in through all the universe. So everything negative you're doing here is affecting all the universe. And when you first blasted off your atomic bomb, we were aware of that you have reached a level that will be not only bad for the humanity, which we very much worried about and now are monitoring very closely. And as you can see, the frequency of testing and the ability to use them is shutting down. And that's a part of you being more enlightened what is happening, and that's also a part of the entities around you, the different frequency working with you is putting into your mind in a way by raising your vibration to your higher understanding, to your connection to your higher self.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that. I just had to you understand why I'm asking these questions? Do you understand?
We do.
Oh, very good. And it's just to clarify. And so you've done an excellent at clarifying these things. Um,
But we also want, I did some work with Lars yesterday, and I asked him if he could put out on his YouTube site and in speaking with people around him what is going to happen and what is happening, because so many are confused. And he tried to put something together, I think, to explain where to aim your energy on. If your energy is aimed to all other things going on around you, you will not doing the ascension you are supposed to do, and that's because of your free will. Because we understand that humanity is unique in many ways, and you're unique in the way that you have this free will. So you can fight against any changes by saying no, thank you, but no, thank you, and you will be able to do this forward in time also. But we think with help from all of the light beings on your planet, you like to call them light beings, I will call them enlightened beings, but they're also doing a great job to spreading the news of the fact and not concentrating on fear, fear porn, as you put it, and all of these misdeceptions going on. That is driven out of fear. That is driven out of mind. That is driven out of imagination. Nothing else.
well, we had that he our sessions have not been based on focused on any of that. It's just of
No.
late I asked a series of questions and I got a series of answers. And so when
Yes.
those series of answers came through, I'm not going to just go,
We
okay,
are aware that you wanted to clarify this. That's why we're talking to you today.
okay,
So no problem with that at all.
okay,
It's just fine.
okay. The energy I'm feeling now is, and maybe I'm sure it's just my own energy. So I'll just, um, uh, so with that,
I'm still affecting your density and your frequency.
yes.
You may feel that.
So with that said, the, Lars and I both were wondering why why is there such a huge infiltration of all of these misconceptions, all this misdirection? Is it basically as simple as they're trying to distract us and put our thoughts in a different direction? Because they speak, some of the people who are supposed to be so respectful, they speak of love and they speak of how important it is, but they spend so much more time talking about the fear factor, the bases on the moon, the stuff that they're doing, the voice of God, all of these different things that they say that are going on. I would definitely rather get back to, and as a matter of fact, I will stop that conversation. And you say this
That
energy,
is the only way you can go. We have been so amazed of your humanity that is so easy for you to hate, but so very difficult for many of you to feel love for your neighbor. And almost every one of you have no respect for yourself. And that's what you need to start with. You need to start with yourself. If you can't love yourself, you can't love anyone else's or anything else. So you have to work with yourself because all of the knowledge, all of the feelings, all of that you possess is already in you.
You say that, but the thought is, it seems, according to what you're saying and what it's being said, is that we have been manipulated and controlled by entities that were able to come into this free will zone and take advantage of us and program us over long periods of time. And so, how when you have someone who's so powerful and so and such a huge misdirection, how do you think it would be just be easy for the average person to be able to fight that? I
No,
mean,
it's not.
so when you
If it
ask,
should be,
when you say that, you have to think from our perspective. I
we,
mean, because
we
you're in the
do
level.
that. We do that.
Yes.
We see your perspective, and we don't judge you in any way.
Well, it just sounded like you just did.
No, that was a mistake. I didn't want to say that is something bad. It's just natural that it's closer to feel hatred than love. And we want to make you aware of that going on around you. But you have to understand what's going around you is not going around your neighbor. What's going around your neighbor is not what's going around their neighbors. So you have to take in the perspective of all. And it's so easily for you to concentrate on me instead of concentrating of us being a collective that are affecting all of others. You
Well, I
have
believe
to
those things are
understand this.
changing. I believe they're changing, and that's why Lars and I are doing the work that we're doing, and that's what we're trying to focus on. You say that there's a huge blast of the energy about these changes that were imminent here. Could we focus, shift our conversation to what you said you had initially desired, more that you had a desire to share with us? And I do believe yesterday when you said it, you said problems. You said there were other problems. And if you could elaborate on that for us, please, Maya. And
If
I'd
we
appreciate
used the word trouble, we used it because it can felt for you like it's going to happen something very intense, and that for some of you can be troublesome.
it.
But
Understood.
it will not be trouble in any way that something is going to be worse. On the contrary, there is going to be an enormous burst of energy towards you the next coming 6 weeks. I was allowed to say 6 weeks. And we wanted to make you aware of this coming just for you to be able to open your heart for this. But you have a free will, but we would be very happy if you can open your heart and receive what's coming to you, because it will be so good for you.
Ah, beautiful. And we appreciate you. Who allowed you to let 6 weeks slip out?
We are usually not talking time
Right.
because there is no time. And for us to think linearly, we have to really access your mind to perceive that kind of thinking. So it's not easy for us to access that. And because we don't want to alter or enter into your mind, we're not allowed to do that. But we hope you understand this, that I was allowed to bring forward that during 6 weeks period, this enhanced burst of positive energy is overflowing your planetary system. And try to open your heart for it, and you will notice it. And don't be afraid. Nothing is going to harm you with this. Nothing.
It when thank you very much for that, and I want to elaborate on that in a second, but it's just thoughts are popping into my mind, and I'm not sure if it's coming from Isabel or Augustine. uh, through me, but um, at it when we are sleeping, Lars and I, are we in direct communication with you, Maya? And are we discussing these conversations while we're sleeping, um, while our physical bodies are sleeping?
Sometimes you're working with different uh, communities, and you do that in your sleep, and often it's occur in the moment between sleeping and being awake, because it's done when you are the most open, when you fall into deep sleep, when you're in the sleep of rapid eye movements. There's a moment for you to adjust and to recharge. And then you're not doing so much of this work. But in this moment between awake and asleep, you're doing a lot of work. There you can see, you can be in thousands of places during this, what you can say, few seconds for you. But you can be in thousands of places doing thousands of things at the same time. It's not impossible, it's possible for all of you.
And there's no time. So the time frame that we do that work, if we were, say, for instance, clocking it linearly, we could be there for weeks in a matter of seconds. Is that correct?
You put it very well, yes.
Very good. And okay, so and our and at you know we may be doing thousands of things, but one of those things, all those things that we could be doing, are we having interactions with? Are Lars and I having interactions with you? Do we discuss some of these things uh, before we come to our waking self and then decide to go back in and ask questions this way?
Yes, you do, and that is what make you think that you should do another session and another session, because we are doing this work together and we are in direct contact with you. We are in direct contact with Lars. But you have to understand there is no I, there is no other than we, and we are all the one, and one
Yes.
is all that is.
That is understood, most definitely. But like how I always speak to make sure the people who are listening are
We are aware of that, so
okay.
we try to help you to clarify.
Very good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, Augustine and Isabel, uh, uh, they're there now.
Yeah, and they are lovely, lovely energy of you.
Do they think I'm being too aggressive? Do they ever wince with me when I'm
Isabel is liking to do some jokes with you sometimes. She do that because she do that out of love, but also to make you aware of what you're doing. Just the fact that you can say, "Do she think I'm aggressive?" Then you think you are aggressive sometimes, but they don't see that as making any harm, so that is okay.
okay? Well, I'm just aggressive because I know they're aggressive.
They can be, yes,
Okay.
but
So,
all out of love.
yes, exactly. Exactly. So I've just been asked to do uh, a podcast with a gentleman. Are they familiar with that?
Of course, they have knowledge of that intention of yours. Yes,
And they know how suspicious I am and untrusting of people at times, a
that
lot of,
is the mind.
and what do they think it's a good idea? Will it help in the expansion of what we're trying to do? There's two people I'm getting ready. There's one gentleman I'm going to do a session with, and you know, yesterday they know I had a long conversation with him, and at the very end he made a statement, and uh,
Isabella want to do a little joke with you with a
uh,
big smile on her face. She said, "Do you really think we are going to tell you what to do? Do you really think it's our work to do that?
yes, please.
No. You're not going to get that answer out of me or anyone else because you have already the answer. Dear Hank, listen to your inner self, make your own decision, and go with it. She's joking. She says
No,
she loves you so much.
no, I
But
told
she
you.
mean also what she says.
But I'm going to do the interview. I'm going to do the interview.
Then it certainly will be beneficial for you.
I'm going to do the interview. Uh,
Yes, we know.
I just have no desire to be a pawn in anyone's agenda, you know, and
No.
so, uh,
You will be very much aware of what you're going to say, so there will be no danger for that.
okay. Well,
Because you're an enlightened being.
I figure the ones who can't, they approach me. I'm like, okay, so
There
now,
is nothing happened by accident, and we can't say there is something like faith going on, but different thing is going to be presented for you just to be able to raise your knowledge and understanding. And it will go on through all your human life also.
very good, very good. Well, this has been a mouthful. Um, my alarm went off and I was moving around, but I could hear you clearly, and I know a lot.
Isabella says to you, don't forget to chew before you swallow. She's joking again. A mouthful.
Okay, absolutely.
She's so lovely. She's so lovely.
Oh, and what is Augustine doing?
She's healing you.
He's healing me.
Yeah.
Oh, good. I don't know why.
Taking care of you.
I don't know why I can imagine him in these sessions with his arms folded and watching, but
Yeah, it's amusing sometimes for them because they are so close to you and you're them, and you have so hard time sometimes to really take it into your feelings that that is the fact. You wanted also, like most of you, separate you from the outside, and there is no outside. It's all inside. You never find the answer out there. You will only find the answer for any of your questions, any of your thoughts within yourself. You can get some more understanding from the outside, but you have to include that into yourself and resonate with you. And different information resonate with different person, but there is only one purpose, and that is do no harm and respect all living.
very good. Very good. I have a feeling that our circle, or my circle, and Lars's circle is in the process of growing, and
We can say that you are doing a much more intensive work now in different area, and you're doing a lot of it together, not only in session, but also in what you say sleep, and in different communities, and you're interacting much more now than you did before, and we can perceive that it will growing in intensity during the future also, but it will go up and down in what you perceive and can share.
very good. Well,
And you
we
are aware of this already. If you think you are aware of this already.
I'm still trying to figure out what happened on that planet where that all those men were, but I know that that will come later. Sam, I
Sam is an energy that is going to work with you in the future. It's an energy. It's a frequency. It's a light beam.
is it, are they
They are
So,
manifested on the planet now, but
and
it's manifested in different entities, not just in one entity, but the energy frequency is manifested in several of you humans.
see, that's what that, uh, because Sam was brought up such a long time ago, and then the the thought of Sam has come up again, and uh, I mean that's even more information right there. I figure it was meant for me to hear about Sam before, so I could be aware of Sam coming futuristically. Um,
Just for open your heart for it. And you will know when it's interacting with you. You will know.
I'm gonna do a session with Lars where he's going to help induce me, and I look forward to meeting you in person or in spirit as I do when I'm sleeping, and of course having no memory of. And I look forward to being introduced in this physical body with my consciousness to Isabel and Augustine. Do you think that'll be possible? Are they gonna? I'm asking them to help me as much as I possibly can to release, so I could.
That is always possible if you set your heart to just that. And we are prepared to answer your questions and to connect with you. So we know about this. So
Very
have no fear, you will get the answer in in one way or another.
okay. Well, I really have a desire to make the connection. I've been able to facilitate this for so many people, and I
We
have.
can say that there's a good thought behind this from your side. It's a good thought because that you're always doing session with Lars, and it's always, and I think he explained that he can feel that it can be ridiculed if it just comes from one person all the time. And that's why we think it's a good idea, and we planted it into him, this idea of doing this with you, so you also can experience from the other side of the spectrum.
Well, once I open up like that, I'll put a camera on me and go in with no problem whatsoever. So,
Sure.
oh my, they're gonna. That should be very interesting to say the least. Okay.
Yes. But you also have to understand that you have an expression, I think, that you say you don't get more than you can absorb. So that you set your heart to is what's going to be presented for you.
Well, I want the biggest scoop with the most ice cream and with the most caramel. I want the one that's bigger than my stomach. That after I get it, I have to sit around for an hour or two just to digest. But I can handle it without throwing up.
Isabel is giving you a big bowl of ice cream in different flavors right now.
Oh, very good. Well, I will be ready for that when Lars and I come in. So please don't hold back, okay? Just don't make me throw up, okay?
Ice cream is easy to chew.
Very good. Okay. Well, I have a client on the way here right now, and we're very appreciative of every time we come together like this. And I apologize. I know if I sound too aggressive sometimes or whatever, but
No, 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 no. We love you, Hank, and you are not so aggressive that we can't handle this.
I
We
know
love you.
okay, all right, thank you, because you felt aggressive to me as well. So I was like, it's so weird. Anyway,
Sometimes we try to be more direct for you to understand that we are not kidding around but we're trying to put the answers out in a way that you can digest them.
I appreciate it though. I really appreciate it. If you ask Isabel and Augustine, they'll tell you I really do appreciate it because
There's no hidden aggression behind anything. It's just
exactly.
pure love.
Very good. Absolutely. Very good. Okay. Well, we'll be back soon, as you already know, and we'll have more expanded questions. And if there's anything that anyone has to say right now before we conclude this, that anyone who's listening would hear that would touch their heart or their mind or their soul or their spirit in any way, please.
We would like to remind you of being respectful to yourself, within yourself, with your higher purpose, where you sometimes have a tendency to forget. But you need to respect yourself as a human being, as an entity and an energy, because if you do that, you can also be respectful against all other things going on. You don't need to feel the need to be aggressive in any way. And that's good for all of you listening to this. Just be respectful and love yourself. And don't forget to be able to connect to happiness. You have to take your time to be happy. It's very, very, very important. We can't tell this enough for you. Don't forget to laugh. Don't forget to play. Even how old you are now or how old you get, don't forget to play.
Thank you very much for that. We appreciate it.